That's why we've turned to the Federal Trade Commission to bring you 3 tips to spot a scam. Number 1, you likely don't need to do anything. If you filed taxes in the last 2 years, or if you're on Social Security or disability, you should be eligible automatically, so long as your income qualifies. That brings us to number 2. There's no sign up. As the FTC put it, quote, anyone calling to ask for your personal information, like your Social Security number, PayPal account, or bank information, is a scammer. Plain and simple. And tip number 3 is this. Only talk with the IRS about direct deposit. You see, people who are getting their money through direct deposit should expect it in their bank accounts in just a couple weeks, maybe even days. But those who are getting it in the mail, well, that could take many weeks, maybe even months. That means a lot of people are looking to sign up for direct deposits right now. But the FTC emphasizes, only do this on the IRS's website. Here's the link, irs.gov/coronavirus. Now we want to hear your questions about the stimulus or anything else. You can email the team at verify@wusa9.com.